what made me become it, I think it's just inherently part of who I am as a ShawnaRowena. From very young, I had a love for fashion, insatiable love for fashion. Always glued to the TV, watching anything to do with fashion. So it didn't really take an Einstein for me to kind of figure out, well, maybe this is what I like doing. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to do it for a living? And I love all that fashion entails: the fabrics, the colors, textures, the dynamics, the mediums. It's just a big world out there where fashion is concerned. Why not fashion? You're often told you should focus on one thing and do it well, but and that's good advice for some, but I kind of like to step outside those boxes a little bit, and I loved it all, so I wanted to know it all, and knowing it all helps me to be better in each element of it, whether it's fashion styling or image consultancy or the fashion design, because I can draw from a greater wealth, as it were. Well, as I said, fashion is a very big world. I kind of span 3 elements of it. So I would say, as it relates to being a image consultant, in terms of fashion and image, I think what makes it different in the realm of art is that it's all expression. The main drive in image consultancy is being able to express that inner you to the world, and having a visual representation, being true to who you really are on the inside, not falling short of it, not exasperating it, but being true to who you really are, so that when people see you and when you actually interact with people, it's the same communication happening. So that's how it works in the image. In the fashion styling, wow, fashion is like art 101. It's all about the art. It's all about, if you can dream it, you can make it. And that's the premise of fashion. There's no bars, there's no limit. It's actually limitless. If you can picture it in your mind's eye, it can be reproduced. That's the beauty of design. Well, I don't think you find your style. I think it's just a case of unveiling back the layers, really, and rediscovering what's really unique to you. And to be a person, to have a very strong personal style, is really to have that connect with knowing who you are uniquely, embracing those elements of you that are unique. And that's something that people struggle with, because most people don't really want to stand out. To stand out is like to be bashed and to be forced to be conformed, or to be called labels like you're weird, or I don't understand you, or to be misunderstood. But those elements that we battle against so often is the same elements that make us uniquely us in our spheres. And when we learn to embrace what is unique about us, then we develop that personal style that is unique, like nobody else has. There are no two me's in this world. It might have a look-alike, but in the total essence of things, there's no two me's. There's only one me. Thank God. I'm so grateful for that. So that's what I would say ideally to that person. It's really uncovering and a journey of discovery of who you are, what you like, what you want to say, combining all of that together to form or to create and to express your personal style. Okay, so step one would be the critical one. I have to learn the client, who the client really is. And oftentimes beyond the first impression, obviously, I have to get a lot of information about the client in a very short space of time. And so you would ask key questions as a way of digging deep really quickly, but not intrusively, never intrusively, because it's a partnership. You don't want the client to be uncomfortable, and the client needs to be comfortable at every step of the journey. We don't pry, we don't prune, and we certainly don't push past boundaries, because everybody still have boundaries, and you still have to be respectful of it, even though it's a process. So even as a client would approach me with a desire to develop personal style, we uncover who they are, what they want to communicate. That's the next important thing. What do you want to say? What do you want the world to perceive about you when they see you? So we come up with that, and along the way we also would learn more about what complements the client, like colors and stylings. When we master that, we are also developing your personal styling, right? As well as communicating to the world who you are. You have to add all those elements together. What's working for you. If you know what's working for you versus what's not working for you, then you can consistently look your best all the time. Oftentimes, what clients are blown away in the process of, what they're blown away with in the process is how they understand themselves even more deeply through the process, and almost like, oh, now I understand why I like what I like, or now I understand why I always gravitate to that. And it's just amazing how like a key has been unlocked in their world, in their life, and it's like, wow, this is what I like, and this is how I want to project myself, and because this is who I am consistently. And it's just amazing how each transformation is unique. I've not seen two. They might have similar styling and similar personalities in terms of mixes, but they're never the same. There's always some element that's very unique to each client, and that's the amazing part about what I do. My definition of art. I will borrow a coin from my hubby. I think art is daring to say, daring to have an opinion, and even being more daring to express that opinion regardless. I think that's art in each and every form there is. So within my particular field, fashion, I love that I'm aware of what the trends are. I love that. I love to know what they are, but I also like to break that rule a little bit, and just, why does it have to be? I mean, yes, it is what it is, but why? I feel like breaking that a little bit. And that's a fascinating thing about my journey in image styling, because image styling, you learn so much rules. And when you've mastered the rules, the problem with mastering those rules is that everybody's styling looks the same. I can tell when somebody has been imagized, really. I can look and tell because I know what the rules are. And so for me to introduce uniqueness to my client and self-expression, I often would educate them, and I'm not supposed to because it goes against the rule, but I do encourage them to break a rule a little bit with knowledge, and to balance it back out, because you have to go beyond the limits oftentimes to be unique, or not we all become copies of somebody else's opinion of what it should look like. So art for me is just blowing past the boxes, the barriers, the definitions, being uniquely honest and true about who you are, what you want to say, owning it unapologetically, and just daring to speak, especially if it's different. Really, I think.
Awesome. That was the last question we're going to do. Is just for one
Okay.
you can ask a question that you filming, or you can just start helping
That this chair that I always is my nemesis. Ugh. Wow. Are we still rolling? Cool.
Hey Hazon family! If you guys liked that video and would like to see our next set of crazy talented artists in this season of LoveArt, then hit the subscribe button below. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit our website listed in the description below. Keep up to date with everything Hazon.